Hey Jaxi, I'm Jack, and after watching Vsauce 3 and having some intense battles in Pokemon Blue, I started thinking about if certain Pokemon could kill me. So I went through the Pokédex and found 3 specific cases that are quite interesting. Starting with number 25, Pikachu. Pikachu is the 1 foot 4 inch tall mascot of Pokemon that is capable of shooting lightning bolts out of its electricity storing pouches on its cheeks. Each of these lightning bolts, also called thunderbolts, can produce up to 10 billion watts of power, enough to power the average home for 2 months. Now, imagine you're walking your skin-covered body down the street and suddenly a wild Pikachu appears. It hits you with a thunderbolt attack and causes a current of 10,000 amps to run through your body. Now, considering that it only takes 0.1 amps to cause your heart to stop, this would surely kill you, right? The odds of you being struck by lightning in any given year is literally 1 in a million. And the odds of you getting hit by lightning in your lifetime is 1 in 12,000. Last year alone, 363 unlucky people in the US were struck by lightning, and 330 of those people survived. But how is this possible? Well, it turns out that human skin is a really good resistor for electrical currents. In fact, it can lower the incoming electricity current by a factor of 100,000. So the incoming current from Pikachu's Thunderbolt may be extremely high, but it would be significantly reduced once it hits your skin. And depending on if the current travels through your heart or not, you might even be able to walk away from this attack. Wait, but it still sounds like Pikachu can produce enough electricity to kill you. Well, maybe not. Electric animals such as the electric eel and the electric ray are capable of producing thunderbolts of their own. They do this through the use of thousands of specialized cells called electrocytes that act kind of like batteries in a flashlight. The combined discharge from all of the cells in electric animals tops out at about 50 amps and 200 volts, or about 500 times less current and 5 million times less voltage than a lightning bolt. To put that in perspective, these animals can barely produce enough electricity to cause a muscle spasm in a human. So if the pouches on Pikachu's cheeks were capable of having an output similar to that of lightning, they would pretty much have to produce as much electricity as a nuclear power plant. So it would be highly improbable for a Pokemon like Pikachu to kill you. But what's even more improbable is the next Pokemon on our list. Number 11, Metapod. Metapod is a 2 foot 4 inch tall bug-type Pokemon that resembles a cocoon of a butterfly. It can usually be spotted in forests and doesn't really attack other Pokemon. In fact, it is one of the few Pokemon in the game that can't learn an offensive move unless it's evolved. So the best way to utilize Metapod to kill someone may be a little bit unorthodox, to say the least. In 1986, Yori Sadaiki was able to throw a 16-pound metal sphere a record-breaking 86.74 meters. If Metapod was able to be thrown like that by a trainer, then its hardened shell would hit you with a force similar to that of an alligator bite. So in order for Metapod to be deadly to a human, it would pretty much have to be thrown at you by a human that also is an Olympic athlete that specializes in throwing objects the size of 9-month-old babies. But the next Pokemon on our list might be a little bit tougher to throw. Snorlax is the 1,014-pound Pokemon that, according to the Pokédex, will sleep all day and will only wake up to eat. Clearly, Snorlax doesn't like to attack anything except the buffet at a place like Pizza Hut. But if he did decide to get up, jump 15 feet in the air, and hit you with a body slam, it would hit you with enough force to break every bone in your body and turn you into a different shape than you were before. In reality, Snorlax would have trouble supporting its own weight, let alone jumping 15 feet in the air. But he has an even bigger problem. This giant couch potato eats nearly 900 pounds of food a day, or about 89% of its body weight. Only a few animals, like the shrew, can even come close to that. To put this in perspective, humans eat roughly 4 pounds of food a day, which is 2.5% of our body weight. And to compare Snorlax's massive 900-pound-a-day food intake, we have animals like the blue whale and African elephant that eat 8,000 and 600 pounds of food a day, respectively. So how could all of this eating cause trouble for our friend Snorlax? Well, it's because of time. If Snorlax's metabolism was fast enough to eat 900 pounds of food a day, he would also have to drink somewhere around 150 liters of water. And when you consider that an animal like the elephant spends 18 hours a day feeding on 33% less food than Snorlax, there literally wouldn't be enough hours in the day for Snorlax to meet his dietary requirements. Also, Snorlax wouldn't be getting enough sleep, and considering that it's supposed to be the majority of his day, he would either starve to death or go into a narcoleptic sleep before he could even attack you. And this sometimes actually happens in Pokemon games because he literally has moves called Yawn, Rest, Snore, and Sleep Talk. So you'd probably be able to walk right by that sleeping Snorlax that you were supposed to fight, unless he's blocking your path, which coincidentally seems to happen a lot. Let me know in the comments below what Pokemon you think would be surprisingly ineffective towards humans. Also let me know if you have any video suggestions. Remember, leave those in the comments below. And remember, click here if you're awesome, and click here if you want to see another science video. You can also leave a like if you're really cool too, but totally up to you. Anyways, thank you for watching.